Hello, good evening, everybody. You're welcome to the program. Thank you very much for being here. I want to say welcome. My name is Samazi Kem Patrick DK, and it's my pleasure to have you this evening. Today we'll be talking about Foodism War Gladiator, and we are live on Black and White Web TV and on Biafra Television. We're also live on Black and White Web TV YouTube page. Please, as you come in, help us share this video and make it go around, tag your friends. I would be inviting Professor Chinedu Abodike to talk about the issue of security in our land and how we can take advantage of the land that God has blessed us with to produce abundant food for our people and have enough to go around. Today we have the Eastern Security Network guarding and protecting our farmlands, and we cannot leave those lands shallow. We have to take advantage of them, make use of them, and that is the point of discussion this evening. So as we wait for Professor Chinedu Abodike to join us, I want to welcome you once again. It is 9:32 p.m. here in Veneto, Italy, and it's my pleasure to have Professor Chinedu Abodike in the program. Professor, good evening.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody and viewers.
Yes, Professor, we know that you have the issue of light and electricity.
It's normal.
I hope you have enough battery that can carry you for the next 1 hour, because this program is going to last for 1 hour.
I think they just brought the light so I can walk. They just brought it now.
Okay, they just brought the light. So we have to shout up. We have to shout up NEPA.
They call them power holding. They are holding the power.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Professor. Thank you for coming to the program. It's my pleasure to have you. Can you just please, for those who haven't met you before, I know that there could be some newcomers. As much as we know that we have a lot of people that have listened to you in the past, there could also be some new people. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience, please?
My name's Professor Chinedu Abodike. The Foodism War Gladiator has been working on how we can get food and health restored to our nation for the past 11 years. And we have done a lot of researches, and we've been able to get farmland we can give to you freely for 20, 25 years to 35 years. And we can also now depend on our own locally made organic manure, which we got from earthworm and other things. We now can multiply our food through our own initiative, through our own researches and results, which we have. We now can say that we can feed ourselves if all hands are on deck. And that is what we are doing right now. So in all Biafran land, any place you need land, come, we'll give it to you free of charge. Today, I gave some land to some group of people. Tomorrow, we shall be doing the same thing. So if you want to take care of your health, our herbal remedies are ready. Let me tell you, a doctor in Nigeria or in Biafran land or Igbo land or Africa is called native doctor. The one in Europe is also a native of Europe. So all of them are natives. The meaning of medicine is to use biolite from plants to cure ailments. And today, we can boast of taking care of cancer. We can take care of diabetes, HIV, and all the terminal diseases through herbal remedies. It is not something boastful. It is something we have arrived at results. Today, we can plant any seed and it will germinate within 24 hours. Today, we can boast of making our corn and the things we need to eat at cheaper prices. Hunger is coming, and we need to be ready for them. And if we are going to have a nation, We cannot be depending on food produced by other people. For example, our yam, our rice, our beans, anything is from the north. And nobody is going to sponsor or help you except you help yourself. The war is on food and health. That's what I call it, Foodism War Gladiator. And everyone is welcomed to invest and also to be participant or to ask your brother or your sister. I lived overseas just like you. To ask your brother or your sister to, instead of giving him or her fish, teach him how to catch fish by giving them money to invest in the land so that that money becomes an investment, not just giving somebody money. We can now tell you that if you invest $1,000, $500, $2,000, within 1 year, you multiply it 4 times. It's better than any investment. And again, I'm asking you, why do you, as Biafrans, go to other countries and build houses and wait for tenants and rents and so on and so forth, when you can use that money to invest on agriculture? And through agricultural means, you can now return the money like the Lebanese do, like the Chinese do, and other nations. They go to this country to exploit the nation and bring back the money to their own homestead and build a home. Akoluno, that which got to your village is the one that is yours. That which are outside, those things that are outside are not yours. They are for the country you are developing. So why not use that land, farm on that land, bring the proceeds down here, and we use it to develop our own nation. That is what we are doing. That is the things we are talking about. We have raw talents here in different fields. They are all perishing until they get abroad for greener pasture and they become slaves. That's what they become, honestly, because while you're working, they are taxing you, and through your tax, they're using the tax to pay the unemployed, and yet they don't recognize you as a citizen. You remain second-hand citizen. You remain a nobody until you develop your own home. The Chinese, the Indians, and all over the world, they are using Africa as a fertile ground for collecting of money, collecting of mineral deposits, and they use all the money to develop their own nations. And that's where you are going. Why not do the same thing now? Now that you're in different countries, come back or return your proceeds to your family or to your friends. Let them join the organization. We'll build this nation together for a better country. We lost the war because of hunger. And really, hunger is one of the greatest weapons of war. We do not want this to happen to us the second time. That is the meaning of what we're doing. And I hope you have a little bit of background of what we've been talking about. You can participate. And I hope you can know that we are not asking you to give us money. We're asking you to invest in your own community, get the people there to work with us. And within 2-3 years, this place will be exporting food to all over the world, and they will become our allies. What are you exporting? The nations you have are depending on what they're getting in Africa. What is that you are going to give to those nations that you want to become independent? So these are the issues that we have to talk about, and we have to find it. And the only way out is for you to participate in Foodism Gladiator Wars. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. For the past 1 week, what have you done? What are the projects you've involved in for the past 1 week?
Right now, I'm trying to bring in some people. The socket. I'm trying into this. We have been involved in production of cows, goats, rice, maize, corn, Irish potato. We've been involved in production of English apple. We no longer call it English apple now. We call it Biafran apple because we made the apple to become adaptable to our weather. So we can produce strawberries, which they can show you. We can produce English grapes here. We make them adaptable to our climate by, first of all, the English grape you used to see. The ones they brought here, they have coated them with cancer-causing materials, and we cannot continue to eat that. That's why we use the local grape, the local apple. We took English apple and grafted them. Now they produce what we have, From the production, now we got the seed of the first production, and now we planted because it has acclimatized. We implanted there, and now we are growing naturally our own Biafran apple, which we got from grafting to now seed that we have. All the seed of the apples brought into this country, they are all sterilized, and the back is coated with some cellophane, which you can use as a way to scratch, that eventually result to cancer. So that's why we went into production of English apple, pineapples, and all the things you think you need to make your body healthy, all the organic products. We also into animal husbandry, piggery, fish, chicken, and other things, because we found out that there are no more original or organic foods, organic crops within our nation. We are eating most of the things that are inorganic. And because of that, our body immune system is going down. We are not eating natural food from this country. We have also produced ogiri from egusi. We have produced 18 species, different species of ogiri. Ogiri is from cast oil, and egusi is from melon. We have developed them into different species so that when you're cooking different kinds of soup, you use different types. Instead of using Maggi, done in 1886 to reduce your population. I'm sorry to say that, but that is true, that these things are poison in our meals. And so we try to make these things possible so that we can have alternative before we start talking about reality of other things that are hurting our health industry. We are getting ourselves killed by what we eat. What we ever eat eats us. That's what life is all about. So we need to produce our own food, produce our own herbal remedies. In all fields of terminal diseases, we have conquered them here. And very soon, Biafra land will be a place, if you want to treat cancer, you come here. If you want to treat HIV, you come here. If you want to treat diabetes, you come here. Want to treat sickle cell from SS to AS, you come here. These are the things we are going to sell later to the community of the world. We're not boasting with it. We're telling you that cancer is ravaging the whole world and they don't have solution to it. But unfortunately, they will not believe black man because I'm black. Even because the gods, the people worship, the black man worship is a white man. Devil is white, devil is black, and God is white. Yet in the beginning it was darkness. Yet the babies and all life stays in the dark womb. All streets, all the in the dark womb. And everything in this world started from darkness. Yet they still tell you the beginning it was darkness because they told you Mogopa discovered River Niger. Yet River Niger was not lost. So the real thing is that they built brainwash education where they teach you how to remember. So you are a remembrancer. You're not an inventor or creator. And to be a god, which you are, you need to be creating things. You need to be creative, but they teach you to remember. When you cram, you pass the exam, primary school, nursery school, primary school, secondary school, university, you graduate and become a pack of nonsense. If you don't have, there are no job for accountancy, you become useless. If there are no job for what you read, you become useless. Instead of teaching you to be a creative person, they are teaching you to remember. So you become a remembrancer. That is a tool going to be used in the office. These things have to change. And only we can start the change from our own self. Mental biochemistry, our own mentality. The mentality that told you that Mogopa can discover River Niger. Ask yourself, is the name of that river River Niger or Oshimili or Himili? Is it not your own river? How can Mogopa discover it? Was it lost? The River Niger or whatever you call it, or Oshimili, and the Mogopa, who is older? So who could have discovered it? Discover for who? Discover for yourself? So now they give you names and your forefathers were evil. Yet you soon going to be a forefather. Their own forefathers are good. They're the one that be praying for you, isn't it? These are the questions you have to ask yourself. You have to be honest to yourself. These things they are teaching you are there. Right? Brainwash education make you to hate one another and fight one another. And this unity among us make us to be buying weapons. So we are creating market for them. Now, if you say we are from poor country or developing country, leave our gold and diamond and the minerals alone because 3/4 of the wealth in the world is in Africa. And yet you said they're impoverished. Who are they impoverishing us? That means poverty was created to reduce, to induce, to fool the fools. You cannot continue to fool people all the time. That's what we're saying. we need to understand that only we can take care of ourselves. Nobody on this planet will come and fight for your freedom. Nobody except you. And when you want to fight for freedom, you start with economic freedom first. Get freedom. If we leave these bushes and this forest, which we have followed and run away for 40, 50, 20, 30 years, somebody will go to occupy them. And when they occupy, they come and attack you. Only animals and beasts live inside the bush. No human being live inside the bush. And when they come, they will not behave like human beings. They will come and attack you. But if you are farming in those places, in those bushes and forests, nobody will come to the farm to come and fight you and destroy your crops. If you take over all those forests, there will be no hiding place for any criminal. That is exactly what you're saying. Most kidnappers and those who do the evil are living in the forest. Listen to me. I didn't mention any name. I didn't mention herdsmen. I didn't mention Fulanis. I mentioned forest is being occupied by hoodlums. And the sooner we take over those forests, the better for us. That is exactly what we're talking about, because crime and criminals will continue to exist as long as this earth is, because of different level of mental biochemistry and body repertoires. So they must continue to exist. And we must know how to handle them. The basic thing you do for human beings are two things: feed and heal them. Now, if you're a Christian, in your Bible, if you're a Muslim, in your Quran, let me talk about Christian in the Bible. In the beginning, they talk Adam and Eve, they were provided with the Garden of Eden. What he gave them in the Garden of Eden is food and health. In the 40 years of desert journey, what he gave them was food and health. Elijah, during his time, what he gave him was food and health. Even Jesus Christ in the New Testament, those of you who call him Jesus Christ, who are Christians, the two miracles he did were food and health. And when he died, he wanted to say, feed my people. Although some pastors will contest that when he means by feeding them by the word of God. That, of course, that's what you use to exploit them, making merchandise of them. But what the real truth is that there are two basic things in human lives: feeding and healing. Health and food are the two things that make a nation. Now, if you set a war during the Biafra-Nigerian war, what they did was not to attack the soldiers in the front. They went behind and attacked the farm, attacked the primary school, attacked the nursery, attacked the markets, attacked the people. When those people were attacked, they could no longer farm. Washoko came in. The same war is still going on as I'm talking to you now. The Fulanis or the herdsmen are not attacking the people in the city. They are not doing that. They go to the farm, they attack those who are in the farm, so they will stop farming. Those the people in the city will have nothing to eat than to depend on imported fruit from the same Fulanis and herdsmen. Now, exactly that's what happened during the war. If the soldiers are attacked in the battlefield, of course, they will have a place to go back to. But when you go and attack the place they left behind, they will have to run back home. The real truth about war is economic war. In the whole world, it's about economy. So we have economic rat race, and everybody is struggling for economic supremacy. And that economic supremacy has to do with food and health. Those are the main basic thing for human development. And when any nation that cannot take care of its food or its health, that nation is gone. And that's why we call it Foodism War. It's like a battlefield. It's a battleground. And it's something we need to put our hands together and fight, because united, we will succeed. But divided, we will fall. So we cannot continue to import everything we are going to eat. If anything happens, the prices of food will not be controlled. We will have variabilities of prices of food because we're always importing. The whole thing will be dependent on market value. But if we're producing the food from our own land, from our own farms, of course, we cannot regulate the market. We cannot regulate the prices and become one of the best in the world. The point is that nature has given us fertile soil. But what we have done now is that we don't even need fertile soil to be able to achieve what we have. Because right now we are using liquids from earthworm and other things we have done, so that whether the soil is fertile or not, we can produce our own crops, food, and they're all organic. The whole world today is not having organic food, so we can have something to horse trade with the people. I hope those who are listening understand the enormity of the business. So some people can be into packaging, some people can be into supplies, some people can be into direct farming, and we have large demand for everything we produce. We don't even have enough. That's the case we have here.
Yeah, Prof, I'm back. Please, I want you to just keep going. I want you to explain to our people the need for everybody to be involved, because it seems like some people are not even convinced. Some people seem not to care. Some people seem not to, you know, tell our people the need for everybody to be involved and put their mind on coming down to make this investment. Prof, keep on going as much as you can, and I'll be joining you later.
Okay. Well, now when we talk of China and other countries we have all over the world, 60s, nobody believed there's anything like China. But today, we have it, China as a world power. And other nations, Indian, who have independence like us, they are also world powers today. But because we are not focused, unitedly focused on what we need to have, because we are not focused, because we are not united, religion, politics, especially religion, has divided us into camps so that we can be ruled. Remember, in 1884 Berlin Conference, Africa, if you call it Africa, that's not the name anyway. Africa is a Greek word, means foolish people. I'm not a foolish man. Africa was divided into 50-something countries. These boundaries are invincible barriers that make you see me different. You don't have any other ID card except your skin. Now, they divided us into tribes. Right here in a country called Nigeria, they have 300 tribes, 300 and something tribes and 300 and something languages. And they were divided before the standard you have. For example, before a dog became a dog, what was the name? Before Nigeria, before Biafra, before Ghana, before Ivory Coast, before these countries were, what was in existence? Before that name, those names were given to the country. What was in existence? There was only an empire. And this empire has subjected into empires, just like in any tradition, you have the Igwes, you have the Obas, and they're subject to other bigger Obas. And when there is war, they all team together and go and get the war fought. And they were working together as one. They came all the way and settled down in this place called Africans. Now let's look at it. Most of the discoveries you have today, the phone, the computer, the things you have using this internet you are using, the wish here, the open and closing door and airport, and so we are done by Africans. But you are living your life by what you are told. If your life is dependent on what you are told, which you cannot investigate, then directly saying you are a slave to a system that tells you what you should be. And the system gave you name, gave you identity, gave you your reasoning power. There are two things that you need to make yourself free: freedom and reasoning. Are you free? Now, if you say you are free because you are a Christian, do you know the meaning of the word Christian? Do you know what it means except what you are told? I'm not here to abuse religion or to talk about religion. We're using that as example to explain the freedom you claim you are when your needs are dependent from, you are dependent on another for your needs. That freedom is latent. The only way you can be free, truly free, both physically and spiritually, is when you are completely in control and in charge of your needs, both physically and spiritually. But today, your body is a component of, not just components of many things. Let me assess your body. The food you ate yesterday, the food you ate, all the food you have been eating, are they locally made? Or some of them from China, some of them from India, some of them from Russia, some of them from, so your body, which you are having now, is not actually a body that's from Igbo land or from the east, southeast, or from the eastern region. Your body is composed of China, so maybe your head is from India, your mouth or your hand is from Taiwan, and your leg is from Japan, and your thinking is from, so you are just not completely. You don't have an identity because your body is composed of what you eat. What you eat eats you. Your whole body system is composed of what you eat. The 93 trillion cells that make up your body is not from the origin. It's not from what is obtainable here. The Chinese said they have their own culture and tradition. They have their own cultural food and traditional food. And when they eat it, they can overcome diseases that is akin to their weather or their geographical location. So if we are here, tomorrow you eat spaghetti, you eat that, I don't want to mention company's name. You don't have an identity. Anything can happen to you. Any common flu or disease, you are gone. But if you were eating that which is organic from your natural habitat, where you habit, you will grow. Then, now, those of us who are outside the country, you left your brothers, your mothers, your fathers and sisters here, didn't you? Now, if you don't really care about them, it's not my business. If you don't care about them, it's not my business. But you are supposed to care about your home, your origin. Because wherever you are, I want you to know you're a foreigner. The only place you cannot be a foreigner is your origin, where you came from, where you originated. And those are the places you are going to take care of. Nobody's asking you to bring your money. Nobody's interested in your money. We're asking you to make an investment in this area. Invest within your family circle. Call your brother, call your sister. That $1,000 you send him, give it to him. We will come and train him to use that $1,000 to produce $10,000. That is exactly what we're saying. That's exactly what the project is all about. They told us there are no farmlands here. And I'm telling you right now, do you need 3,000 hectares? Do you need 4,000 hectares? Do you need 7,000 hectares? You want to say this 7,000 hectares, is it possible? Yes, of course. That's what you are told. You are told you don't depend on, your life should not depend on what you are told. If you need those lands now, come. I, Chinedu Abodike, will give you the land free of charge. You only pay for the legal documentation and so on and so forth. And you give the community that have that land, the communities that have the land, you give them 25% of annual income. That is called in Igbo land, here. So you give them that 25%, you take 75%. And then we will be able to process the food. Right now, Russia alone, 70% of wine produced in Russia is from corn. Can you supply me, as I'm talking to you, 13,000 metric tons of corn? Can you supply me every week, 13,000 metric tons? Now, let me talk about some of the farm things we have. Most of the poultries and piggeries and whatever, they need corn, they need cassava, they need some other things you can produce here. And you have a big market, a big business going on. So you don't even really need to bother yourself about where do I sell these products. If I invest, where do I sell? Because we don't have enough. We don't have enough here. We have large markets. So you can be involved in either direct farming or packaging or marketing, or you can be a supplier, and we can also be an importer to the nations, because we're now producing from here. Everything is now possible. So we cannot limit ourselves. You can own English apple orchard. You can own English grape orchard. You can own strawberry. You can own any of the things you think you have in Europe, and now we are now capable of producing them here. We have made them adaptable to our weather condition through grafting of the original with our own crops here. Then from the seed we produce, we will be able to plant them here and they will grow naturally. And that is exactly what we're asking you to invest on researches that have been done by those who spent their time, sorry to use the word, their life, and has been, there's nothing like time wasting time. Time is life and life is time. Time is timeless. Is our life, that is our time. And so we don't waste time. You waste your life. So we spend our lives here trying to create a new Africa, a new black man, a new aborigine, a new system of thinking and reasoning, so that we can have those who wish to be involved in this projects, not to fear, because we're not going to touch your money. Your money has to come through one or two members of your family who are going to become participants and owners of those things you invested in. But for those who don't have family relation or whatever, go through the legal systems. We sign up an agreement. You see it on our database or on a portal, what you are investing and what you are going to get. So for those who want us to farm the land for them, or those who want to be involved in bringing the machines, we will buy the machines from you. And two, we can also fabricate our own machines. I hope you know we are very creative set of human beings. So these are the things we can now ask you to be involved in. Get yourself involved, because at the end, in the next 200 or 300 years, everybody will seek for his own origin. You cannot be in Europe and eventually become an European, no matter how you change your name. No matter how many years you are there, you are still an African. And you are still going to be required to know your origin. Where did you come from? What did you leave behind? And what improvement are you making? Because the Chinese, the Indians, the Lebanese come to Africa and many nations, collect their wealth and send back to their nations where they belong for posterity to dine and wine. So what are you planning for posterity to dine and wine? Let me ask you this question. Maybe you don't bother about posterity. If your purpose of coming to this earth is to marry, have a good wife, have a good home, have good kids, and celebrate your life and all the pomps and pageantries of lives, you're enjoying them. You are ordinary vegetable. You only came here to vegetate. And let me tell you why I say this. If you die, you will be forgotten here on this earth. You don't know the names of your forefathers and foremothers. Nobody will remember you in the next 200 years. But if you have ideas sown here, as long as those ideas are alive, you are alive. Therefore, we are asking you to create and sow ideas in this our project, in this our vision. You don't have to be with us. You don't have to join us if you're afraid, but you can also take the ideas and develop it accordingly, as many as are doing today. So many people are developing their ideas, and you need to do that. Why we are online is to educate you much more that some of the things you are afraid of, they are just propaganda. They are just propaganda. There are no lands, there are kidnappers, there are thieves. Is there any place on this planet Earth that are not evil people? But when they want to talk about your own, they exaggerate it. If an African man mess fatulent, they will say, do you know what he has eaten? But when a Igbo man messes, they say, well, what a wonderful gas. Let me tell you what happened to me in 1992. I was going to UK. I was traveling through Swiss Air, and I happened to come to the airport, and there was cockroach in my bag. Wow, they said, what a terrible, horrible, what is it? And then when we came down, because we had to switch flight as Swiss, because it's Swiss Air, to go to Heathrow, somebody coming from Europe, a cockroach came out from his own bag. They say, an insect. They call it an insect. But my own was terrible. You understand? That gave me a lot of thought. The one from Africa is terrible. Anyway, today they're eating cockroach in China. So actually, I don't know what I'm going to call it today. But these are the experiences I've had, that because you do not belong, and let me tell you, I'm not a racist, but the white man does not care about the blacks. They're not interested. If you do not develop yourself, I claim you are right. If you do not start now to know that you were the world movers, your forefathers were the world movers, but they told you today your forefathers are evil and you believe, and every day you are casting out demons. You are fighting your forefathers. Yes, you are bearing the names of your forefathers. You are living in the name of the land of your forefathers. You are having the blood and the cells of your forefathers. They are still in your body. Yet you are fighting them. And very soon you become a forefather. What type of idiocy is that? Now we ask ourselves question. Why do we continue to believe in what we are told? Don't you have your own power of reasoning? Freedom and reason make you human being. If you don't reason, How can any kind of believism prevent you from accepting other kind of believing if all those believism are real? The standard you are operating by, who created them? Before the standard, what obtained? You cannot have a standard that prevents another standard from being accepted, because when those standards were created, you were not involved. Your opinions were not asked for. So if a standard was created, or if standards were created without your opinion, without your involvement, those standards should not regulate you. Free moral agents, or you say you are free. What makes you free? When you are being controlled by a standard created by a body or brains that did not ask for contribution, and you. These are the questions you're going to ask yourself. We need to start asking ourselves questions. Why do we answer foreign names? Why do we praise foreign gods? Why do we live our life out of fear that darkness is evil? Why do we do that? In the beginning, it was darkness. All gods dwell in darkness. Babies are in darkness. All seeds are in darkness. There are 10 million rays of light in the earth. Let's call them 10 million colors. Out of the 10 million colors, black alone has 10 million, but white has 3,000 colors. Now, color and light are powers. Which one is stronger, the darkness rays or the light rays? The darkness rays has 10 million, has only 3,000 colors. Which one is stronger? One you should give that has power. Which one carries life? I ask you this question. Where are babies in the womb? They're in darkness. What about the seeds we have all over the world? What about the seeds, plants, crops we have all over? They're in darkness. And in the beginning it was darkness. And we are gods. Gods dwell in thick darkness. The reason is that the gods are light. The gods are light, so they don't need light to be able to shine out. For light to shine out, it needs darkness. If you ever take light rays and point it on a dark background, it will reflect 10 million colors. Now, if you take the same light rays and point it on a white color, because it is opaque, it will refract 3,000 colors. Then we ask ourselves that which one is the stronger power? The whole thing is manipulation of your mind. That darkness is evil. Who told you that darkness is evil? You were told. Did you experiment to find out what is inside darkness? Now they told you a lot of lies, and you believe in those lies, that those lies will become truth. However, if a lie is told for many years, those lies becomes truth. If lies are told for many years, the lies becomes truth. And those who try to correct those lies become an agent of the devil. And however, you say there is a devil, you said there is a God, you said there is good, you said there is bad, you said there is light, you said there is darkness. And each one are complement to the other one. And then none of them can exist in diction. They will exist, cohabit one with another. Darkness needs light to be able to live, to be able to create the balance, to strike the balance of equilibrium of nature. So plus is plus, minus is plus. So minus needs plus and plus needs minus. So that is exactly what we're trying to explain to you. So exactly.
Prof, your light is gone again. I can see you are battling with electricity over there. But you can proceed. We are watching, we are following, we can see a lot of comments, and I want to see how I can give people opportunity to make their contribution, to make calls, and contribute to the program. Because we have just 20 minutes to go, and I think that Prof have done a great job. He has done a lot of explanation. But now I want to hear people call in and give us their own opinion. The number on the screen is 38 plus 39 388 1779665. WhatsApp number, so we can hear your opinion. We are hearing people asking questions, making their points and opinions. Prof, I think you are having a light issue. The NEPA have taken light again.
Yeah.
I can see you are having difficulties.
Yeah, no, it's on now.
Okay. So there is the number on the screen for many of you who want to ask questions. The number on the screen is +393881779665. It's a WhatsApp call, please, not a direct call, a WhatsApp call. And I hope and believe that people will respect that. Prof, I think we have a caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Yes, welcome to Black and White and Biafra Television.
Okay, Prof, good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, I'm calling from London. I wrote a question there. I don't know if you can shed more light on it. Thank you so much for what you're doing anyway. Because so many of us in diaspora.
Okay.
We've been what we see in diaspora. We want such a thing to be replicated in our place.
Yeah. Yeah, when they read it.
To support and then be, on the same page. Do you farm something like snails?
Yeah, yes.
We do. We do.
Prof, he's talking about snail farm.
Yeah, we farm snail. Most of the crops or on the animal husbandry, they are all functional.
The one wants to break. What was the big one? 3,000 people every week.
Yeah, Prof, he's talking about exportation of snail.
We do farm snails here, and we do know that there is enough snail here to farm. We have the various states where we have snail farm. Various states where we have snail farm. So we do farm snails here. Various states, we have snail farm in various states. We can export it. There are various. You can show them if you can see them in my some of. You can show them what our snails. You can show them the snails if you have it on your line. The ones we are doing here, we have farms for snail.
Hello?
Yeah, caller. Are you there?
Those are this.
Yes, I'm here.
The species we have.
Okay, yeah. So you were talking about snail.
Yeah, we farm snails in different areas. Yeah, different areas.
There is the one on the screen right now. Can you see the one on the screen?
It's from our farm, yeah.
I'm looking at it. Big one, they call it jumbo one, jumbo size.
Okay, the jumbo size snail.
We feed them, they're organic.
Supply 3,000 pieces every week.
Yeah, Prof, he's asking if it's possible to.
Worry about the transportation as long as from his farm, taking it to the airport to be cargoed down here. Let him forget about the cargo or whatever. I will handle that one from Lagos to here in Europe, here in So I don't know.
Yeah, Prof, he's saying that is it possible to have a supply chain that can give 3,000 pieces of snail every week down to London? He's interested.
Yes, we can. Collectively, we can.
Okay, so Mazi will be speaking after the program to establish.
We use that link
So
up. We have our
call me
snails.
after the program.
Okay, I'll call you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you
so much for what you're doing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah. I think we have yes. There is another caller. We have another caller. Hello, caller. Can you hear me? Yeah, caller. Good evening. Welcome to the program. Yeah, welcome to the program.
Hello.
Yes, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, bro.
Yeah, good evening, my sister.
How is everything?
I'm
I
fine.
enjoyed the program now. I heard what you were saying about
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm so much interested. That's what I was doing by one of this so much. I feel like getting a land where I can farm like breed fish, snail, all those things, all those little things. But
if you need
thank God now when you came, just came upstairs and see where you guys are talking about farming, and you said about a land that
Yes.
you can give land. And what state is that, please? Where can one get a land?
Yes. You.
Now I can give you the states. Now Anambra State one.
I'm from Imo State.
He's from Imo.
Let me give you the places we have land. We have land, massive land in Okigwe, which is in Imo. We have massive land in Anambra. We have massive land in Enugu. We have massive land in Ebonyi State. We have massive land in Kogi. We have massive land in Cross River. So when we talk of massive land, we're talking of a minimum of 3,000 hectares. And I will give it to you free of charge for 25 to 35 years. Of course, I will not be here in the next 35 years. So you will need a lawyer. If you want, you can come to my office or send your friend tomorrow, Saturday in the office, and on Monday, the land is yours. So we don't talk about that. That's a past tense. It's no longer a project. It's something I've worked for past 11 years. So I've gained if you leave the land will be taken over by another person. That is what I'm afraid of. But I've gone to the leaders, the traditional leaders, which I'm one of them. I've discussed with them that they should hand over the land to me. I will get investors to take the land from me, also free of charge. Why the community will be taking 25% instead of the land lying fallow? The community, they are not getting anything out of it, and somebody is occupying the land. So after talking with them for years, they have confided in me. Yesterday, I gave out land. Tomorrow, Saturday, I'm going to give out land. So the land is there. Many are already harvesting. Many already applied. I hope some of them will be online to talk how they are getting the land, how they are using the land.
Yes,
and
we'll be inviting those who have benefited from Professor Chinedu Abodike on this program so that they can testify and also give our people insight to what is possible. So on the issue of land, you can call in after the program so we can link you up with Professor Chinedu Abodike. Thank you very much for your call.
Okay, thank you. No problem.
Yes, so somebody is asking if that he has a land, if his land can be cultivated. You can also call in after the program and we can talk about that. Professor, we have just 10 minutes to go and calls are coming in, and I hope anybody that wants to call in, you have just 2 minutes to call in and make your contribution. Professor, how do you rate this Eastern Security Network? How do you rate the Eastern and the initiative also behind it?
Is there any place on this planet that no security network? That's a big question I'm going to answer. Is there any place on this planet? The biggest money on earth is 3/4 of the money on the earth is spent on security, because that's the basic thing in life, that I will sleep and sleep quietly. Not when I'm sleeping, somebody can come and open my window and cut off my head. So if they have southwestern
I think Prof is having network issues. I hope he comes back. I hope that Prof comes back when he deal with his.
Over by those we don't know anything about. So if Eastern Security Network is doing their job, I wish them luck and I wish them progress and success so that the farms will not be attacked. Now, I don't want to say many things I've witnessed in the farm for the past 11 years, how the farms were burnt with fire, how the women were raped, and many. So if Eastern Security is a welcome project, and I believe that they're going to do much more to give me peace of mind to expand the farming project, they will do much more. And as I said, no organization on this planet is 100% clean. There's none. So if there is plus and minus here and there, but there will be propaganda against them. Of course, there will be propaganda against them. Even the police and the army we have in any nation, there's some propaganda against them. Some people go and wear police uniform, wear army uniform, and come and attack. So there will be propaganda against Eastern Security Network. Some people will go and dress like that and do something. It's not going to happen. But all we need to do is to know that this thing is not for bad. Anything made for good, for betterment of humanity, for progress of human race is acceptable by me. Anything that is good, anything that is of good report is acceptable by me. It's for our own good. It's not for our own bad. Eastern Security Network is not a terrorist organization. They're not killers. They are there to protect the farm because the farms are being attacked. If there was no need, they wouldn't have done it because the farms are being attacked. Those who go to farm get attacked, get killed. And we're reading them. They're human beings. They're not figures. They're human beings. They are not figures.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Thank you for that point because, and one other thing I've told our people is that the job of the Eastern Security Network will be useless if they are securing the farm and we are not making use of the land. So this is the reason why we must all come out in mass and make use of the land, because we have to also understand that our contribution towards the Eastern Security Network should come from the land that they are securing. Prof, I don't know if that point is important, that we can use the land that the Eastern Security Network has secured to also support them by production of food and making sales and earning a living and giving them the required support they need.
Yeah, some people here are afraid of going back to the farm. Our farmers are afraid. But now that Eastern Security Network has come out, some of them have started returning to the farm. I've visited many communities, which I can show them evidences and pictures. And some of them said they don't want to go to the farm again. I say, why? Because they are being raped, they're being killed. And when they report to the government or the police, they do nothing about that. Now that Eastern Security, there's a nature is full of control. There should be regulatory body to regulate excesses of man. So Eastern Security is welcome, something that now made the farmers and investors, because investors will be afraid of investing where there is no security. How can you invest where there is no security? How can you invest on a war zone? But if there is a security system, your investment is secured, you can invest. That is exactly, that's why many people don't invest in Africa, because there are always civil war there and there. So it's a welcome system of part of the growth of our investments, of our projects, of our successes. The Eastern Security Network has brought a lifeline to our thoughts and our fears so that we will be able to harness what we're investing. There are some farms that were burnt 2 or 3 years ago. Of course, we lost a farm we started with around 17, 18, 19 million naira. So they were burnt with fire. We reported, of course, and there was nobody to compensate us because we didn't do insurance. Of course, most people, even insurances here, do not even pay after being insured. So you are not sure of that, except the Eastern Security takes its own course, just like Amatoko and Arewa and others, their own. And other nations have their own security system where the central security failed or has fallen or has disappointed the people. The people have right. The biggest thing is right to secure myself. It's my right to secure my life. It's UN Charter, UN law. I have right to secure my life. I have right to my life. And so Eastern Security has given life to farmer and farmers. And right now, there will be increase in food production. Last year, a bucket of gari, a called penta of gari, was 200 naira. Now, it is 1,000 plus. Why? The farmers ran away from the farm. The rice was 9,000, 8,000 last year, but today now it's 35,000. Why? The farmers ran away from the farm. So these are the things the Eastern security is going to bring about: the feeding of the masses and the reduction of costs of production of food, and also reduction of prices of food in the market. That is what it's going to do.
Yeah, so Prof, thank you very much for that. On the screen is how you can support the Eastern Security Network. You have the details on the screen if you want to support. The Eastern Security Network need our support. They need our support dearly. We understand that Eastern Security Network is run by communal contribution, and everybody must, put their hand to make sure that the activities of the Eastern Security Network, is continue. So let's continue to do what we have to do to make sure that we support the cause for the security of our land, because that is the only way we can actually survive as a people. That is the only way we can secure our land and make food production a reality. Professor, we have just 3 minutes to go. I would like you to give us your closing remark, and we'll be seeing you by next week, by next weekend, when we'll also be hosting the guests, those who have benefited on your program, and those who have taken the initiative to stop building houses and start and use those land to go into farming.
Okay, thank you for the summary for today. What we're saying is that people were afraid of 3 things. How do I get the land? 2, how am I sure the land will not be taken over by herdsmen? 3, where is the market for the products? Now, those fears have been taken care of. You can take the land now free of charge. 2, the Eastern Security can provide security for your farm. 3, we have enough market and much more than we can produce. And so the fears have been taken care of. It's only fears. And I want you to know, fear is an empty, dark space. Fear is an empty, dark space. All you need to do is to put the light. The lights are Eastern Security Network, very large market for you to sell. And again, you have free land. And there are people who are there ready to do the work and they do the service. And there are enough opportunity for you to help the needy and help the talents that are perishing here. Because whether we like it or not, when we die with our ideas. But when our ideas are implemented on the people, the ideas will live, and therefore we live. That is the summary of what I'm going to tell you today. Be actively involved in the growth and development of economic supremacy of Biafran land. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Leo Patrick just joined us. Hello, Patrick. We'll be hosting you by next week Friday. I can hear echo on my background. So by next week Friday, you'll be returning back to this program where you'll be telling our viewers how you benefited from Professor Chinedu Abodike. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Thank you very much. So we'll be seeing you by next week Friday, Patrick Ome Alion. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being part of this program. I appreciate you. For those who called in, for those who made their contributions, those who made their comments, I want to say thank you very much for being part of this program. It's my pleasure to be your host. Our guest was Professor Chinedu Abodike, who have been on this program consistently since November, yes, 2020, educating our people, enlightening our people on the need for us to return back to the farm. Thank God for the Eastern Security Network, who that have also taken their position to secure our land. And we must take advantage of what the Eastern Security Network have offered us in terms of security. And we cannot underestimate the fact that we live in a very wonderful time where we can guarantee life and property thanks to the Eastern Security Network. And I will also urge us to make our contributions and donate to Eastern Security Network, because they need your help, they need your assistance, they need your donation. As much as they are securing our land, they also need us to fund them. Eastern Security Network need funding, and the details are here. More details will also be coming as I proceed in other programs. We want to say thank you, Professor Chinedu Abodike, for being here. By next week, we'll be hosting Omi Aloin Patrick and other guests who will be joining us to testify their benefit and their experience with Professor Chinedu Abodike. Until I come your way next time, my name is Maazi K. Patrick DK, and I want to say thank you for being part of this program. Share this program, make it go around, tag your friends. We'll be meeting you next week, Friday. Have a wonderful evening, and God bless you all.